Hello there, this is Rom coming back at you with yet another car video. Yeah. You know, many women say they want a six-figure man. They just don't say they want a man who turns them on too. Yeah, I had to address that because, you get these women up here saying, you got to make this much money, this much money, this much money. But I was actually going to call this joint, women want a six-figure man, he just can't be average looking. Because there are some six-figure men out there, but they don't turn the women on. There's some six-figure men out there, but even though, I say short kings can still win out here, and we'll always promote that, the woman talking about they ain't going to mess with him because of his height. There's always something. I'm going to tell y'all fellas something now. When y'all get a woman who says, like, she wants this or that, she's generally not telling the whole truth. In fact, it's rare you're going to get a woman who's just going to say everything she really wants. It's rare. It happens. And I respect those women, even if they say something that, might go against me. But I respect them, though, because I'm like, okay, fine. Like I always tell a story about my friend and said, I was too big for her. And this is when I was smaller than I am now. I always remember that. I always use that example because she wanted a real slim man. But she was honest. And I respect that. But you get some women, they'll say everything they want. And they'll have a checklist. You'll be checking off the list and say, well, I'm that. I remember I knew this woman. And I ain't gonna lie, Ron was pressed for this woman. Ron was pressed. And she kept saying everything she wanted in a black man. And I'm like, well, hold up. She even said classical music. Ron loved some classical music. I was like, well, hold up, what's the problem? But what it was, she was colorist. And let me just say, this a racial thing. When these sisters be talking about they color, you talking about some men being colorist or texturist or featurist, all that other shit, they projecting their own bullshit. Now, back to something that can go for everybody across the planet. Because these are women, period. Women, period. This go beyond, this part goes beyond like one group of women. Because you get some women, they'll go out and say, like when they say some height shit, right? Like I was watching that balloon pop show. Like I say, it's the gift that keeps on giving. And, this woman came on there talking about she wants some 6'5" dude, right? She telling dudes that 6'2", 6'3" on there that they too short. I'm like, hold up. If you 6'3", you in like 3% of the Earth's population. That's rare as it is. Hell, you only 14% if you over 6 feet. This woman talking about she wants somebody 6'5". Thing is, I guarantee she get a guy 6'5", but then she ain't gonna like his drip. Or she might not like his face. Yeah, face does in there. I just say, if you got an average face, get a body, but they still looking. She'll find something on him she don't like. Or you know what, it'd be the fun thing. He broke. Or for whatever reason, he just don't turn her on sexually. Because, that's one of the things, and that's why a lot of guys get confused out here. Especially a lot of guys, a lot of guys who've been in that friend zone know exactly what I'm talking about. You get that woman, she talking about, she want this and this and this, and you like, what about me? I wrote an article about that back in the day. What about me? I wrote an article about that. Women be saying something, the guy be right there. They be crying on the shoulder, the guy right there who got everything, who got what she say she want. But she ain't gonna just say, you know what, you ain't turning me on. Like I said, I respect them. If a woman say, nah, this the type I like, I'll be like, respect. Shoot. I'd rather them say that than some other bullshit. Because even when I praise short kings, let's be real, height means something to a lot of women out here. And a lot of them want some ridiculous ass shit. But I guarantee you give them that height, they'll find something else they don't like about dude. They'll find something else. They don't like his shoes, his clothes. They don't like his complexion. They don't like his race. They'll find some. And it kills me because it confuses a lot of men. And that's a big problem. I'm gonna tell you something now. I take what women say publicly with a grain of salt. I only take them seriously if I'm in private. Now, I've said before, women said this or that. I'm only counting what women have said privately. What they've said privately to me. Never what they said publicly. Never what they said publicly and everything. Because what they say publicly, they can be on some bullshit. Because they don't want to say, a lot of women don't want to say they want a particular type of man. They going with whatever's good publicly. Shoot, you get some women, they want a big man. That's the type of, that's the imprint right there. The first 3 men she got were big men, but she might be in a position, she might not say that publicly. But drive past her house at between 12 and 5. Drive past her house. Or where she living at, you be like, hold up, why is the light on? Why, that's a big shadow up there. Even some women who will get with a short king. Because women, one thing with women, understand something. And I've always said this, I've been saying this forever. They'll say something publicly, but do something else. That's hence the sexual shadow world. Somebody on my Patreon, which I got to check out, said something about that. What's the difference? I said, well, one, religion. That's the biggest single thing. That's a whole, let's just say that's a whole other conversation. But what women present publicly and what they present privately, two different things. They'll get down. I still never forget this party had like legitimate 8 to 10s there. Legitimate 8 to 10s. And it was only 9 of them. It was like over 20 dudes. But, a lot of dudes didn't want to dance. Now, I'm having a woman who barely say anything to me publicly, because this was connected with one of the schools I went to. She barely say anything publicly to me, acting like I wasn't cool enough to talk to publicly. But privately, man, she's rubbing her breasts up against my back while another one, same type of woman, she on all fours while I'm riding. I'm like, yeah. But that was on some shadow shit. Let's just say that was one of those type of parties. But I say that same woman would barely acknowledge me publicly. The same women. I was like, ain't that some shit? Yeah, they be doing that. That's why I take what women say on these podcasts or street interviews with a grain of salt. I take it with a grain of salt. I would advise you do so too. They're going to say what they think sounds good, or they'll be like, well, he got to be 6'2". Knowing some 5'9" dude tearing their ass up. Or when they say the money thing, they be like 6 figures. Okay, there's plenty of dudes 6 figures, but are they turning you on? And sometimes after they get a certain age, there's only so much, even though I've talked several times about a man getting sex without like really paying for anything. There's a certain point they do want you to have a job. They get a certain age, they thinking they want to settle more. So unless they got a whole lot of money and, to like trick off on you, and yeah, women do be tricking off on some men, they might not want that guy. Their needs have changed. Women are funny like that. Like I said, pay attention to their actions. Like women say stuff, I'll be like, yeah, okay. Then sometimes if I'm in a mood, I'll call them on it right to their face. I'll be like, you full of shit, right? Even some women who like comment, you gotta take them with a grain of salt. Say, oh, I don't do that. As soon as you say you don't do that, or you ain't that type of woman, I'm thinking you are. The second you do that, sorry for these ladies who watch this, the second you say you don't do something, I'm automatically thinking you do something. The second you say that, because I've seen it too much. I've seen it too damn much. I've seen too many so-called innocent women publicly do some freaky shit in private. Other guys have seen it too. I remember this one dude, he was in a frat down, I ain't gonna say the school or the frat, but he thought this one was all that, right? They were having a party at his frat house. She was having a train run on her. She was having a train run on her. And one guy hitting her from the back, another guy, she sucking another guy's dick. 2 more guys waiting. Yeah, he thought she was all prim and proper. Yeah, I haven't talked about the shadow world in a long time, but that's how it happened. Like, one thing about the shadow world, that's when you really see a woman's nature. Because they got to hide it publicly. They got to hide it publicly because a lot of guys going to judge them. You know, anytime guys get upset over, like, okay, like that whole body count thing. And guys can come up with whatever, but the bottom line is, however you feel about it, women know they can't be honest about it because they know a man going to judge them. In fact, remember I told the story several times when I was at this, I was actually doing a public seminar. We public. I'm telling, you know, and we talking about Mr. Goodbar. Anybody follow me know that's the guy at the top of the sexual hierarchy. So we talking in this I mean, they knew. It wasn't a surprise. That's how it was advertised. We were going to get down. And I'm thinking, man, yeah, I came in there ready. Like, the women going to be fired up. Because this group had a reputation for pushback. I came ready. I ain't come in a suit. I came in a sweater and some slacks. Shit. Yeah, I was ready. Man, they ain't do shit. These women then, they were all quiet. Like 3 specific women I remember who did talk. One was arguing with me. That's the one I said it several times. She said, nah, women don't do that. Women don't have muscular. Guys, we don't do that. We don't be doing that. As soon as we got outside with one of her friends, just to me and her friends who knew she was bullshit, she said, damn right she got a muscular young boy. She just didn't want to say it in a room full of men. And she said that's why the rest of the women were kind of quiet. There was another woman jumping on me, but yeah, she was smiling. Me and her were cool. We already knew each other. She was just giving me, she was giving me some pushback, but that's because other women weren't. And then one woman said, well, damn, I miss Goodbar. I was like, oh, shit. She just want a guy just for sex. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. But shit, they ain't want to say anything. Or what they do say, ask them the full picture. Like, if you ever run into a woman, she say she want a guy 6 figures, say, you making 6 figures? Now what? Yeah, well, they start coming up with shit. That's if they were, like, I actually prefer a woman who just straight reject you. Seriously. See, that's a woman should really say, and it's for any women watching. For any women watching and for any men to understand, it's actually better for a woman just say, look, she's just not attracted. Let it go. She don't have to explain this shit. Seriously. Thank her for her honesty. Just look at her, say respect, and keep going. Seriously. I don't like those women come up with some shit like you get some women, they can't just come up and just say, hey, they just don't want you. You know? Because you'll tell them everything they say they'll want. You'll tell them you got that, and they still don't want you. It's like, nah, they just ain't attracted to you. And they need to they need to have the ovaries just say they ain't attracted to you. Yeah, because I be looking at a lot of the stuff women be saying online. You know, I'd be like, man, you can give them exactly that, they still won't. Like, give them a 6-figure man, they'll find something wrong. Give them a man who's 6'6", they'll find something wrong. You know? Because it's rare a woman talks about every single thing. It's rare. It ain't gonna say it don't happen, but most women, because you gotta find a woman who just don't give a fuck. Because let's be real, we gonna judge as a group of men. You know, we judge a woman. We say, well, how come you don't want to get mad at them and shit? Some women been getting killed behind that shit. So I can understand why they gonna hold back some, but it really ain't doing anybody any good. It's better a woman just say, look, I'm not turned on. And then as a man, you should think about it like this. Ain't so much she rejecting you, she saving you some time and energy. Because if a woman don't really want you and she tells you she just not attracted or she ain't showing any interest, shit, you ain't wasting your time. Because you want to be with women who want to be with you. You don't want to waste your time. You don't want to take that, like, because you got some dudes taking some women now who ain't really attracted to them, taking them to dinner or something. There's some women out there making close to 6 figures or even 6 figures, and they got a lot of money in their savings because they got a bunch of guys paying for everything. Fuck that. It's better than women. And knowing she ain't going to get a motherfucking no pussy. But she'll string them along just long enough. Be foodie calls. Some women got a whole, like, if they're attractive especially, they got a whole bunch of men on standby like that, stringing them along. And they'll get maybe 5, 6 dinners out of them, whatever. You know, she might give some of them a peck, a tight hug, and the dude think he doing something. Meanwhile, while she got those dudes, she'll have that one dude who don't match nothing she say publicly, tearing her up. In fact, he might, like I said, I've said this several times, I'm going to say it here again. She'll go out with some guy, get a big-ass fancy dinner. She don't eat most of it, say, hey, can I get a doggy bag? Then she go over her house, dude driving her back to her house and say, hey, this ain't where I picked you up from. Oh, no, well, you know, I'm just going on my cousin's house. He's some big muscular dude and shit. He's a muscular dude. And don't let it be in the hood, H-O-double-D. Hey, just go with it, y'all. It's comedy. Be in the hood and whatnot. Be in some poor area and shit. And you be like, this your cousin's house? Yeah. Be some dude at the door, he give you that look. And some motherfuckers dumb enough to still go for it. Talking about, yeah, shoot, even if you see her out with that extra dude, she be like, play like you my cousin. Shit. And that's just the thing. One thing as a man, you gotta just get to the point and carry yourself to the point where women gonna be honest. The best way to do this is don't show any judgment, because what women will do, they'll test you out and see how you respond to shit. Go ahead, dude. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. I could have went on, man. I said I was gonna stop saying motherfucker so much, but you know, car rom, it's kind of hard. I'll just say man. That's old school and stuff, man. I remember I first heard it in some dude said it in high school and stuff, cause we had this dude real good at intramural ball, man. Had this bump on his neck. They call him Razor Neck. He said, this Razor Neck, man. I wonder how that dude doing. That dude had a jumper, though. For real. But anyway, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's better. Look, seriously. Just don't judge them, no matter what they say. They say, if they casually say, yeah, I've been with 100 men, don't show any reaction. Don't show any reaction at all. Just be like, and most say, okay, you want to eat that donut. Just act like you don't give a fuck or don't show anything. Because they'll say something and then be like, look at your ass. They'll say something or do something, say something just to see how far you'll take it. Because I've had women tell me some stuff and I'll be like, damn, they be telling me some like raunchy ass, gully ass shit. And I'll be like, damn, why you so open with it? Say, you can handle it, Ron. You know you can. Oh, man. Some guys can't handle that shit. Look, don't worry. I'll say this. Unless you're trying to marry that woman, don't worry about a body count. And even if you are marrying that woman, even if she been with, let's say she been with 2 dudes. If her heart still belonged to one, that's really worse than have been with 100 men. Because she been with 100 men, that means nobody locked her down. But she been with 2 men, but her heart still belonged to one. That's actually worse. Yeah, I want y'all to think about that shit. It's worse. It's worse. You know, that one guy had her screaming, doing nasty shit. She gonna remember him. And technically, it don't have to be the imprint. But, you know, I'll just say the guy who turned her out. That's one thing. That's the only thing if you marrying her. But if she been with a bunch of men, you ain't trying to marry her, that's actually good, because then that means the pussy is easier to get. I don't know why men be thinking about that shit, knowing they ain't trying to marry a woman. Only time it should matter is if you're trying to marry. But then again, a lot of guys trying to marry, but that's another conversation. But I'm gonna tell you what though. Pay attention to a woman's actions, everything. Learn to read their body language, and all you can do is learn and practice that. You know, how they looking when you in gyms and stuff like that. Cause like I'm in a gym, there's a woman, she ain't never encountered me, but I be catching the looks. I use the mirrors. You know? Another one walked past me a few times, but she ain't show any reaction. But, you know, she be in there sometimes with 2 sons and a husband, so she gotta be real cool. I ain't gonna know where she really stand until school starts. Hey, I'm just saying, you gotta pay attention to little shit. Like little shit, little motions. Don't show any judgment, pay attention to actions. Like, you know, like, now I'll call her name because she's famous, Sadia Khan. I remember she had Andrew Tate on there. She was getting a little too excited. I was like, a couple people who saw that in the comments. I was like, she's a little too excited. I'm just gonna sip my tea. Anyway, yeah, so whatever. Women be saying stuff, I just be like, whatever. Until I see some evidence or get some idea, until I can watch her and shit. Now, if you Pimp God, let me shout out Pimp God. Pimp God just need a picture. That powerful brother just need a picture. He just look at a picture to tell you what's up with. But yeah, Pimp though, they different. Pimps are special. That's another conversation. Pimps are special. Even somebody just with a pimp mentality, they ain't worried about women out here. Yeah. Oh man. Anyway, y'all, I gotta go in here and get some vittles and stuff. Yeah. So I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Alright. Yeah. Peace.